Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you for everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. If you do want to contact me, my email's in the description below the timestamps. That's the only way to contact me. If somebody's offering you a WhatsApp in the comments, that is absolutely not me. Do not give them any information. Bonus points for reporting them. But we are going to move on to how do people see you versus who are you? So we've got pile 1 with the shell box, pile 2 with the clock, pile 3 with the rose glass, and pile 4 with the genie's lamp. Figure out which one feels right for you, and we're going to move on to pile number 1. Pile number 1, my gorgeous and talented people. You had the shell box. How do people see you versus who are you really? Now, shell has symbolism of maybe even keeping people at a distance. Star. People see you as somebody that stands out. People see you as healing. People see you as somebody who offers stability. They see you as somebody that is introspective and deep. And they might see you as somebody who, they see you as somebody who's made really deep transformations in your life. Like, some people might find you inspirational because of the new beginnings you've made after really difficult endings. People see you as resilient. They see you as independent. They see you as somebody who is hardworking. And they see you as somebody who gives a lot of love. So the impression that you have on people is a very good impression. And I feel like people want to offer you things because I feel like people see you as somebody who's so hardworking, who has, gone through such healing and has this wisdom. So I feel like people want to support you. Who are you really? Queen of Swords? You're somebody who's both intellectual and somebody who's you've had rough experiences. Like, you've had to be street smart. You've had to make really difficult calls in your life. But I feel like you're somebody that offers a lot of happiness and joy to people. It's like, that's why people want to give you love, because you really, even though you've gone through hard times, hard things, really had to be somebody who's tough, you still choose love. And people are right about you that you have gone through really difficult times, really deep, powerful transformations. People may not realize, however, how done with it you are. Like, even though you're somebody that is giving, you offer all this love and affection, I feel like there is some kind of real deep dissatisfaction in you. And that dissatisfaction has to do with these difficult, painful endings that you've had to deal with. I feel like people don't fully see the extent that these events have affected you. But even though you're not fully satisfied with your life, you've definitely chosen to emotionally walk away from situations that caused you harm. I feel like sometimes people see you farther along your healing path than you actually are. I feel like a lot of people really see your strengths, but they don't always see the things that you're still holding on to. Take time to reflect. So there may be some need for you to, like, people already see you as somebody that has, gone through transformations and done a really good job, but, they don't always see the pain that you're in. They see how far that you've come, but they don't always see that the pain that you're still dealing with. But they still genuinely want to offer you love, and they really want to offer you stability. And there is a need for you to continue on the path of that self-reflection. Time out. I feel like, especially with that and the Hermit, I feel like sometimes people think that you're taking a little bit of a time out in your life. That you... So it's almost like people see you as just slightly farther along on your path than you are. But they don't have an inaccurate representation of you. It's just that they feel like you're slightly more healed than you currently are. But like there's a lot of desire. There's a lot of desire to give to you. And there's a lot of like hope and faith in you. But people see you like a phoenix, as somebody who rises from the difficult. I feel like sometimes you are holding on to a brave face, pretending to be more okay than you are. But you're still actually being your authentic self. It's just, you're just not always letting people see the more painful parts. But you have the key to your success. And every twist and turn along the way is only actually making your heart more beautiful. So I feel like Spirit wants you to know that you're going to have happiness. You're going to have joy. The kind of joy that you've been seeking, the kind of joy that you actually offer others, but you haven't always been offered in return. So know that in that way, the scales are going to balance for you. But I understand, you're still emotionally walking away from something that really harmed you. And it's okay to have moments where we take a time out and heal. So I hope that helped you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 6,000 subscribers, now that I remembered how to talk. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, booking readings. It all matters, and I'm really appreciative. If you do want to book with me, my email's below the timestamps in the comments. I can speak. So just make sure you contact me there. If somebody contacts you in the comments, giving you a WhatsApp, that is 100% not me. So please don't give them money or information. And we're going to move on to pile number 2. Pile number 2, my gorgeous and talented people. I think that's funny because pile 1 was at 105 and you were at 1105. How people see you versus who you are. The Hierophant. How people see you. How do people see you? So, with the Hierophant, I feel like some people sense something kind of traditional about you. But they kind of see you in a very specific way. Like a lot of people around you see you in a very conventional way. With the 8 of Swords, I feel like they see you as somebody that has self-limited. Which is interesting because we also have the 9 of Pentacles. Like they see you as somebody who is independent. Between the 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands, both of them are independent, fiery. But they see you as somebody who's very much able to take care of yourself, while at the same time seeing you as somebody that has limited themselves in some way. I think that people really recognize the fire and insight in you. People know that you're really capable of getting a lot done, that you're and they see you as somebody who like moves forward away from difficulty. Can I get anything else on why do they think that you've limited yourself? Why do people feel like you have limited yourself? People feel like you defend some kind of limitation regarding yourself. Whether this is true or not, this is how people see you. Like, while you're somebody who's very fiery, where you have a lot of power, a lot of passion, you make things happen, you move away from what is difficult, but there's something that there's something that, yeah, people see you as holding on to some kind of limitation. And I feel like there's a desire to communicate about that. But again, not an assumption that you're not going to take that well. And acknowledge that you're somebody who's an intense personality. How do people see you versus who you are? Who are you really? You're somebody that has created a lot of happiness for themselves in their independence. You're somebody who's very strong, very in control of who you are. You're somebody who has really created stability and abundance for yourself. And you have a dream and a vision that you're going to make happen. But sometimes your priorities aren't the greatest. You know, it's not because you're, you know, the worst person in the world. You're clearly not. But sometimes you don't see the picture clearly, and there is a desire for people to communicate to you what you may not see clearly. Blindfolds, illusion. So a lot of people, you know, like you are this person who's created a lot of happiness for yourself. You are somebody who's steady, stable. You bring a lot of real value to the table, but your perspective isn't always the best. Like sometimes you're not looking at what's would be the best for you. We all fall, so get yourself up and keep pushing. There's a I feel like there's a need for you, especially it's like Spirit here is trying to tell you you do have a little bit of a blind spot. And there is a need for you to get up, and that blind spot might have to do with something, you know, that made you feel like you fell down. And you truly are a competent person. People think you're a competent person. People think, and you truly are. But there is some kind of blind spot that's going on right here. And it's like you shouldn't be defending that blind spot. You should be getting back up. I need more information. I feel like others want to communicate with you this so that you can move on to calmer things. And with patience, I'm not really seeing that. I feel like it's almost like temperance in that it may be a good idea to, you know, it's like you shouldn't necessarily open up to everybody and every idea because not everybody has the best interest, your best interest. That being said, like you may need to open yourself to dealing with some hard truths because ultimately they'll benefit you. With the world charm, I just know that facing what you don't want to face, realizing your limitations aren't your limitations are only going to, improve you, improve your life, improve your experience in it. You are on the path to success. You have the key to love. You have the key and the locked heart. There may be something like maybe that limitation could be regarding love, but you have both, like this locked heart and the key to open it. You definitely have gone through a lot of twists and turns in your life. And, which can make it sometimes hard to open up. But like all those twists and turns have made your heart more beautiful. It's only added more value to you. I've got sister, great, wish, and OMG. I feel like there is this comes out when a connection is malformed. Like there's something that should have been a connection, but it doesn't hold the form that it was supposed to. I don't know if this has to do with your sister, but there's a need for you to heal relationships. Now, that doesn't mean that, sometimes we can't, heal a relationship with a certain person because they're never going to give us what we want and what we need. But again, you have the key to your heart. Your heart has grown and stronger for what you've had to deal with. And there's a need for you to realize that you're not as limited as you think you are. You can have wish fulfillment. You can very much create wish fulfillment in your life. But to do that, you need to not get so caught up in the things that aren't as important. With the turtle, that can be slow and steady. Like I feel like that a lot of the progress that you can make, because like you overall have done a really good job, but like the changes you need to make, especially regarding perspective, like just can be made by slow and steady steps forward. But there is some kind of rebirth with the chef's hat and implements. Like there's a need, or utensils, there's a need to nourish yourself. Like there's a need to really give yourself like the practical healing things. I just heard food is medicine. Maybe not for all of you, but like you have connections to good fortune. Like you, so much potential for abundance here. And there's some kind of beautiful connection. Like for some of you, you may be holding on to connections that are malformed. and maybe you have a blind spot about that. Maybe you have a connection that you should be putting time and energy in, and you need to. But you are definitely worthy of appreciation. You are very close to making a really big breakthrough in your life. You're really, really, really close to having your life that you already are so, like, you already are bringing a lot of wish fulfillment to yourself. But like, things can definitely get better. And you're so close to making that happen. But there's this sadness with a frowny face. I've got great, GR8, and OMG. I feel like some of you, and this would be understandable, especially for the year we're in and the year we're coming out of, 2020 and 2021. OMG, great. I feel like a lot of you have kind of had a lot of online communication, but you should know, like, even though you're doing great, like, even though people can see that you've made, like, you've had this independence, you have this happiness that you brought for yourself, but there is, like, people don't want you to shoot the messenger, but they have information to give you that will help you. And you need to give yourself the opportunity to open up your heart. I'm going to pull one more card regarding sister, because I feel like I should. 5 of Swords. So there may have been some kind of sister relationship where there was a lot of hurt, a lot of, you know, a lot of fighting, a lot of difficulty. So I hope that this helped you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. So make sure that you're subscribed and you comment and you're in the running for that. I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. It all matters, and I'm really appreciative. If you do want to contact me, my email is in the description below the timestamps. I also know that I will never give you a WhatsApp in the comment. There is somebody that's pretending to be me. It is absolutely not me. So please don't give them money or information. Bonus points if you press those 3 dots under their comment and report them. Because we want to keep our community safe, and you guys, deserve to have your needs actually met instead of taken advantage of. So I want to say thank you, and we're going to move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, my gorgeous and talented people. How do people see you versus how you are you? Versus how you are. As I drop half of the deck, how do people see you, my gorgeous rose candles? How do people see you? There's at least a few people who think that you're closed off to love. And that leads to lack. And they feel like this is a cycle with you. They feel like you don't prioritize what's important. And they want you to like make a decision to take action. Because it's like, and again, whether this is you or whether this is how somebody perceived you, or maybe this is even your person and you're like, that's, but there is a perception that like the offer of real, kind, generous love, and you can't take it, or you won't take it. And that you're just so closed off and concentrated on what you're not happy about. So other people want you to take a move forward, like act, and give in a situation that would be really giving to you. Now, this is just other people's perception. It could be somebody very specific's perception. So let's ask, how are you really? Who are you? Avoidant. Really holding on. You like, there's, and there is an energy of not moving things forward and running away. Not being able to make a decision, like not being really conflicted. It's like you want success and you want to be recognized, but sometimes you're running away from the opportunities. And if this doesn't feel like you're reading, then, maybe it isn't. Pick one other. If it does, we can only move from where we are. But there's a real need for whoever's in this pile to make a decision to balance things, to clear up, your mind and take action. Queen of Swords. I feel like you've dealt with a lot of pain. And it's kind of made you bitter. Again, you really honestly have dealt with a lot of pain. But it's important that you don't cut off the avenues. Don't let the fact that you've dealt with a lot of pain be something that keeps you from taking the real love and friendship that people want to give you. And that your own pain might make you act in a way that is causing pain for others. The game is not to be is to be sold, not told. Don't give your cat talents away for free. It's almost like you're all right. It feels like that you're acting like there's nothing good in the world for you. You know, like you're coming from a place of lack, a place of like not really being able to see the good opportunities because of concentrating on what sucks. And there's a real need for a different perspective. Because even though, you know, maybe you have had people out to get you, like the entire world isn't out to get you. And there's a need for you to be more fearless because you're not opening yourself up to the opportunities and the love that you're supposed to receive. And when you are receiving it, you're not treating it like you should because of the fear inside of you. You know, not everybody's trying to sell you on something. Sometimes, you know, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, you know, pay attention to red flags, but you need to open up the opportunity that sometimes people aren't giving you red flags. Sometimes people are giving you love. Are you capable of taking it? Are you capable of opening yourself up? Because unfortunately, you may be keeping yourself much smaller. It's like all this energy to hold on to things is actually resulting in you receiving less. But I'm not going to lie, it makes sense that if you've had difficulties, you may be expecting the same kind of difficulties to come around. But that doesn't have to be your entire life. You don't have to, like, you may have to set boundaries, but you don't need to cut everybody who comes close. But I think that with the Seven of Swords and the Rat, I feel like you may not realize how destructive this could be. You may have dealt with pain and suffering, but you're not really supposed to be the pain and suffering for other people. So you need to consider, what are you running away from? Because the irony, it feels like whatever you're running away from is actually what you need to be investing in. So I've got don't panic, be fearless. You need to master your fear. because it's keeping you acting small and not taking the opportunities that are there for you. I feel like a lot of people in this pile need to consider not just what could go wrong, because a lot of things can go wrong, but what happens if things go right? Because you don't want to defend yourself from the things that would heal you. I feel like part of why and you really need to know that sometimes this holding back is leading you to lack. And then the lack is leading you to just hold on, which is then perpetuating the cycle. But I feel like you're afraid to be vulnerable because you do have this really soft, tender heart. And you're trying to just cut off anybody's access to it. But again, that doesn't lead you to abundance. It leads you to lack. There's some kind of appreciation. And you need to know that some people truly are offering you their friendship and their love, and that's what they want to do. That's like their objective is to offer you love and affection. Real love and affection, innocent love and affection, just wanting to give and also be taken care of. So I feel like you've got boundaries, which is good, but your boundaries are way too high because you're coming out of this place of real fear. Then you need another perspective because you need to allow in good things. You're deserving of good things. But know that when you run away, when you act sneaky, it's not right when you do it. Just like it wasn't right when someone did it to you. Old ways open new doors. Like there is need for change here. Well, I mean, you can choose to change or not to change, but if you want to have happiness and real abundance, there's a need to change. And you need to come from a place, instead of this place of lack and holding back, to a place of fearlessness and strength. Because I feel like some of you are acting from a place of fear and hurt and thinking that you're coming from a place of strength. Thinking that but you should know, like, It's not that you're not deserving of love. It's not that love is not going to be offered to you. It's probably actively been offered to you. But you need to not forever be at the mercy of bad things that happen to you and then use that as an excuse to be a bad thing that happened to somebody else. Because while you're not responsible for the things that people may have done to harm you, who you are and what you do about it is your responsibility. But you need to open yourself up to some level of abundance, to not operate exclusively out of fear, to allow the people that love you, that really just want to give to you, allow them to give to you, and also be somebody who's willing to open up to the hearts of the people that, it's just going to benefit you. So I hope this helps. If you feel like this was your person and not you, it may be. If you feel like this wasn't your reading, So just pick another one. But otherwise, just know that we are where we are right now, but that's not where we need to stay. You can grow, and ultimately you being less fearful is actually just going to be better for you. So I hope this helped. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving 2 away as soon as I hit 6,000 subscribers. Just be subscribed and comment for that. I also want to say thank you again to all of you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. If you do want to contact me, my email is in the description below the timestamps. Just make sure that you don't answer anybody with a WhatsApp in the comments, because that is not me, although there is somebody pretending to be me. So thank you. I really appreciate you. And we're going to move on to our gorgeous pile number 4s. Pile number 4 with the genie's lamp. How do people see you? 5 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, people see you as somebody who's made a new beginning towards stability. They see you as somebody whom I don't feel like, because this can be somebody that, is disorganized or mentally conflicted, but I feel like you've kind of come out of chaotic environment and are like starting a path towards stability. I feel like it's people see you as somebody who's like a warrior, somebody who's like fought a long time, somebody who has a lot of experience, fighting for what you need to fight for. Like, I feel like you're somebody who's had to maybe fight for everything in their life. Because again, you came from a place of a lot of conflict, a lot of chaos. But, like you're taking that chaos and creating stability, like you're walking away from chaos, creating stability for yourself. You're remaining a fighter, but you've also got to the point where you're somebody who isn't waiting for anybody else to come save you. It's like you're very aware that you're the person. It's like people see you as somebody that's been through all this, and like you've just become your own person, your own hero. You're like, you're, people see you as somebody that isn't waiting for anybody to tell you who you are. Like they see you as somebody that just takes control, ownership of their life and is very strong. Has a lot of leadership. Again, like you've moved forward from a lot of difficulty, and it's like you brandish the sword of truth. People know that you're, if they want truth, you're the person to come to. People know that, yeah, the people around you think you're very strong. People around you feel like you're somebody who's overcome a lot of things. The people around you see you as somebody that, like, you, while you've met difficulty, you've moved forward from it, that you're somebody that, like, they see you as a leader, they see you as somebody who's strong, they see you as somebody, like, who moves in integrity. They see you as somebody who won't back down from a fight if you think it's right. I don't think that they particularly see you, like, even though you're a fighter, I don't think that they see you as somebody who provokes things. So that's what. So I feel like a lot of people see you as very strong. A lot of you are independent. Well, independent, whether you're with somebody or not. Like you're, people see you as somebody who's making your life happen. They see you as somebody who's at the cause of things versus just at the mercy of it. Even though they recognize that you've had a lot of difficulty, so you probably were at the mercy of this difficulty. But like people, it's like people see you as very much as, you know, Friedrich Nietzsche, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. People feel like everything that's happened to you has made you stronger. How are you really? You're somebody who's making long-term plans towards the future. You're somebody who has, again, no matter how much difficulty you've come out of, you're somebody who has found peace within yourself. You have balance within yourself. You're not somebody like, you don't run too hot, you don't run too cold, you run just right. You found your spot that works for you. That being said, you still have attachments. I feel like sometimes sometimes you still get attached to the things that hurt you and held you back. But regardless of that, like you're always reaching towards that light, reaching towards that hope. So while most of the time you've got yourself together, sometimes you fall back into that pit. How are you really? You've dealt with a profound amount of heartbreak. Your response is to build your future, and your response is to find your equilibrium. But you sometimes fall back into that heartbreak. You sometimes fall back into despair. I feel like you've experienced so much lack and loss. And again, you're not letting yourself be the victim of it, but it is like you're not entirely unaffected by the toxic situations, by the lack, by the heartbreak. It's like you are somebody, how are you really? You're somebody who keeps doing the right thing. You keep doing the strong thing, but you're not always okay. And sometimes it's really hard for you to maintain the balance that you did find. But again, you're this powerful person. I feel like you truly recognize this is where people representation of you and how you are actually line up. You really are very aware that you can make things happen for yourself. And even though sometimes you get lost in the loss, the heartbreak, sometimes it's hard to maintain the equilibrium that you have worked so hard for, your focus is forward. Your focus is towards your success. You are the fighter that people think you are. So I feel like people know that you struggled a lot, but they may not fully know the extent. And they may not fully know how you still struggle. 444 is on the clock. 4 is about angels. A lot of you are being looked over by angels, that you do have a spiritual team that is trying, is guiding you through to a better life, away from the heartache. And I feel like a lot of people recognize that things that you went through were bad, but very few people know the extent. And you do present as somebody so strong because you are somebody so strong. But you still fall sometimes. I think generally speaking, though, because you're not, I feel like Spirit wants you to know that you're still doing the right things. Meditate daily. I feel like there may be a need for you to meditate, to get in closer contact with what the universe that wants to help you. But you're super independent, and that's partially because you've had to be. Get another plate, no regrets. I feel like you're meant to take up space in this world. So you have had a lot of heartbreak, but you have a profound strength of will. It's like you've made so much happen by will alone. And you are this really strong and genuinely, like, you're super strong and you want to apply that strength towards the right things. You're a person with a cause. So just know that even if you occasionally fall back down into the sadness, the lack, the heartbreak, that you are on your healing journey. You are doing the right things. And you are creating abundance in your life. Hashtag. Maybe some of you do something towards maybe social media, or I feel like that maybe for some of you, but not all of you. But I feel like ultimately clarity is what moves you forward. I'd say that clarity would set you free, but I feel like you've already set yourself free. I feel like you set yourself free, you keep moving forward, and occasionally you fall down again. It's like you fall down, but you don't stay down. You really are this warrior, whether it's, like, you may not be physically fighting, but this really never give up spirit. So don't beat yourself up for the times that you fall down, because you basically have trauma to deal with. That being said, like, you're taking the divine inspiration that you've been given and you're making things out of it. You're moving away from situations that aren't looking good for you. You're really looking at the truth. So just know that even though you've had a lot of loss and lack and bad situations, and sometimes it's hard to get your equilibrium back again, your clarity is like moving you forward. Your faith in yourself is really making that difference. So don't panic. Don't panic, because you're somebody who's very powerful. And it's possible you're very powerful because of all the difficulty that you've gone through. I'm sure that a lot of you would appreciate having more peace, but you're doing a good job at finding it. You just you can't always maintain it. But with choices, I feel like, again, you're at cause for your life. Realize that your choices can change your situation. And you're putting everything you have into making that happen. And you're right. So people see you as a warrior. You are a warrior. People maybe don't know how much you still struggle sometimes, but they can see you. So I hope this helped. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. I'm sorry, 6,000 subscribers. So just make sure you're subscribed and you comment and you're in the running for that. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. If you want to book with me, my email is in the description below the timestamps. If somebody tries to contact you in the comments with a WhatsApp number, that's 100% not me. It is a scam. So please don't give that person money, information. Bonus points if you report them. There's little 3 dots and you can report them. But just know that you are creating powerful change in your life because of the choices that you've made. So you should be proud of yourself.